Oh, hey, what's up, Soul Anarchists? Welcome to the Sunday Night Burn. It is November 20. It's late in November. It's later in November than I wish it was. And I'm coming to you tonight from Sun Valley, Idaho. We're in is this Ketchum?
Mm-hmm.
We're in Ketchum. We're near where like Bruce Willis lives. We're in this beautiful little resort town. It's like mini Park City. And we're having a great time up here. I just got done drinking beer. Kristen and I were just drinking beer at the bar that Ernest Hemingway used to hang out at. How badass is that, right? None more badass. Unless we were drinking at the place Bukowski used to drink at. That would be like, that's the only thing you could really compare that to. Anyway, so tonight I want to share with you the next step in the hero's journey. And as you know, if you've been watching this, every week I share with you one of the steps that, what is this? Got the DJ over here. Play some Rush at least. But then I'll get dinged for some copyright thing. Yeah. I guess Kristen is convinced I need some soft, appealing music in these. At least come say hi. Get in here. Come on. Come say hi.
Don't make me do it. Hi. Okay,
Hi.
bye.
Okay. Anyway, we're having a good time up here. And so every week I've been sharing with you one of the steps of the hero's journey. And this is something that's been, like, I did not invent this, but I've discovered it on my own, and both through reading, through experience. And as you pursue your purpose, your life work, as you do the thing you know you're called to do, you will go through a series of steps that every hero, every journey person. I'm not gonna lie. I've had several beers tonight. Every journeying person, every seeker has gone through these phases, okay? Hold on. Monday warrior, lead me straight. Days time so you mean me right. Listen to this.
My computer died.
Though his mind is not for rent, to put him down is arrogant. His reserve a quiet defense, writing out the day's events. River. It's my theme song. It's my theme song. Like, if I die, the lyrics to the song are to be put on my headstone. Say about his company is what you say about society. Did you hear that? So what he just said here, little tangent, he said, what you say about his company is what you say about society. This is rooted in Jungian psychology, okay? This is rooted in this idea that what you keep seeing in the world is what you are afraid to let yourself feel. Oh, don't play the commercials loud, though. Turn those commercials down. Only the Rush. Only the Rush. Yeah, so what you say about his company is what you say about society, okay? So what that means is, like, when I invite you to my party and you have things to say about the people at my party, it's really just what you say about those people is really just a projection of your own insecurities and your own shit or your own strengths. It's a projection of your stuff. If you go to my Soul Anarchist feed, you'll find a meme in there from Emerson, where Ralph Waldo Emerson basically says that what you say about the world is essentially a confession of your own character. Little life hack here for you single people out there. Next time you're on a first date, get your date talking about the way things are. the way the world is, the way people are, okay? Induce that conversation, and you, within like 10 minutes, you're going to know everything you need to know about that person. Because if that person sits there and is like, you can't trust people. People are liars. People can't be trusted. What are we listening to? Snoop Dogg, Gin and Juice? Oh, I have the best version of this to show you.
What, the hillbilly one?
No, the spoken word one. Go Gin and Juice spoken word. And thank me in a minute. All right. We got DJ Kristen in the house.
We don't love them hoes.
Go look up, seriously.
Why you motherfuckers bounce to this?
Go look up Gin and Juice spoken word mix. It's hilarious. And play that for the rest of my show, please. Okay. And you can look it up too. Go look up Gin and Juice spoken word mix. Okay. I digress.
I'm ruining your show.
No, it's even better. I'm pretty sure they like this even better. So, yeah, so you get people talking about the way the world is, and if people are like, you can't trust anybody, people are liars, people are blah, blah, blah.
Oh, Christopher Walken does it?
Just listen. Hold on. Can we just show this to my people here for a second?
Wait.
So much drama in the LCA. It's kind of hard being stupid.
Don't
But I somehow, some way, keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day. May I kick a little something for the cheese and make a few ends as I breeze through 2 in the morning, and the party's still jumping.
Still
Because my mama ain't home. I got bitches in the living room getting it on, and they ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. So what you wanna do? Shit. I got a pocket full of rubbers, and my homeboys do too.
Alright, back to your show.
All right, anyway. So, yeah, you get somebody talking about the way the world is, and they'll tell you basically the way they are, okay? On the other hand, if you get somebody who's like, the world is a good place, there's good people in it, people are basically decent, then you're dealing with a basically decent human being, okay? Never go on a second date with somebody who lays out the idea that the world is full of bad people, because they see themselves as a bad person, and chances are they probably are. Life hack. Anyway, I digress. Tonight's topic, Jesus fucking Christ, this has been going on forever. Okay, tonight's topic is about the next step in your hero's journey. Last week, we talked about the process of crossing the threshold, and this is that place where you start taking action, okay? And the week before that, you met your mentor, somebody. Okay, so here's what's happened so far. You're living in your ordinary world. Your life is boring, and nothing really interesting was going on. And then something happened, and you realize you're called to something bigger than you, something bigger and greater and beautiful, something, a legacy of sorts, okay? And this could be anything from starting a charity to making up. Oh, please. Oh, fuck no. Turn it down. I'm on a boat. Okay, so then you have this moment where you're called to something bigger, okay? And then the next thing that happens is you come up with all these reasons why you're not going to do it, why you're going to resist the call, okay? I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough money. I don't have the connections. I don't have the blah, 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 blah. A million reasons why you're not going to go do the bigger thing than you. But then you do it anyway. You decide to push through. And as soon as you make a commitment to push through that, then a teacher arrives. The mentor arrives. And this always happens. When the student is ready, the teacher arrives. And this person can show up in a lot of different ways. But then, so the mentor arrives and gives you the first thing you need to complete your journey. The first challenge, the first piece of information, the first lesson, the first whatever. And then what happens is what we talked about last week, and that is just doing the work. You just have to do the stuff the mentor gave you, okay? You just have to do the exercises. You have to do the work. It's kind of boring. It just is. But then but if you're dedicated, if you're serious about your work, you do it for a while, then something happens. And that's what we're talking about this week. Allies and enemies start showing up. okay? When you really do the work, the universe notices. And I mean this in both a positive and a negative way. The universe notices. The universe is agnostic, you guys and girls and everyone in between. You need to know this. The universe is not on your side and it's not against you either. The universe is this just big, energetic thing that delivers to you the things that you attract, okay? It's just a force of nature. It doesn't have an agenda for or against you. That is, it's the weather, essentially. It's the sea, it's the air, and it is up to you to navigate it. And here's what happens. So once you've done that work, you start doing the work, then things start showing up. You're going to have allies and enemies. You're going to start attracting in other like-minded people who understand what you're doing and they like what you're doing. They resonate with what you're doing. They want to help you with what you're doing. And you're going to attract in people who see what you're doing and want to get in your way. And sometimes those enemies don't understand that they're being an enemy. Sometimes they are. Here's the tricky thing, you guys and girls. And sometimes the enemies are really well-meaning people. And I want to tell you about a couple of times in my life when that whole ally and enemy thing happened to me. And it's happened this way every time. Every time I get serious about my path and I really start moving forward, I have allies and enemies show up. I have people show up who really want to help me and they can help me and they're wonderful and they have awesome things to share. And then I have other people who show up and inevitably kind of get in my way. And there was this time several years ago when I made a decision to move forward with my show and what I was doing. And this dude named Jordan showed up. And Jordan, on the surface, seemed to like really believe in what I was doing. And oh my God. Sad piano music. She fucking looked up sad piano music. Look at this. This is look at this. Sad piano music for this part of my talk. Fellas, get yourself a girl that will DJ your shit for you, okay? Oh my God. I can't even talk right now. I can't even take this very seriously with your stupid fucking sad music. So Jordan showed up. Get some excited piano music ready for me, okay? So Jordan shows up and had all these ideas of how he's going to help me. And ultimately, what was interesting is I think he was well-meaning, but he ended up getting in the way and ended up having ideas that were, although interesting, were not quite my ideas, and really tried so hard to get me to go down his path. And in a sense, ended up becoming kind of an enemy because he, but here's the trick. I made him my enemy because I gave in to the ideas. I followed down that path. I let myself get distracted, okay? The difference between an ally and an enemy is often in the attention. Here's my experience, okay? My experience has been this. The difference between an ally and an enemy is the attention I give them. I've had this happen several times. And
Sorry, I'm sorry. It's something I heard late anyway. Who cares?
it's fine. You guys have heard toilets flush before. It's fine. We're all grown-ups here. It's fine. If she keeps this up, though, I'm going to tell the story of the time she made me leave the house for a while. It's for a related reason. Anyway, so this is what I want you to know. And I had another experience with a girl, a woman I dated a few years ago who was a really, really cool person with, I think, good intentions, but some of her own baggage. And there was a fine line between her being an ally or an enemy. And ultimately, I want to say this with a lot of nuance. She became kind of an enemy, but I morphed her into that. It was my doing. It was the attention I put into it. It was my own misalignment of my own energy. And so I want you, the point of this whole thing, I want you to know that people are going to show, when you get serious about your path, people are going to show up, and you will probably have the option to turn them into allies or enemies. These are going to be people who want to help you, who are have interesting ideas, but you have to stay true to your vision. You have to stay true. Stay connected to those mentors who came to you originally, okay? These allies and these people that show up in this stage, be very careful with them. Be very, very careful. And stay connected to the mentor that showed up in that first stage. It's so important. That's been my experience anyway. There will be other mentors who show up later on, and it'll be really clear who they are, and you can connect to them as well. But during this stage, be careful. Be really, really careful who you let influence you. I guess that's the moral of the story tonight. Aside from all the sad piano music and toilet flushes and drunken tangents. But anyway, okay, let's get out of here. This has been really fun. As I always say, keep up the fine work. When you live authentically, you make the world. You embolden other people to do the same thing. You do. People are watching you, whether you know it or not. For every one person that you find out is watching you and it is following your example, there are probably 10 or 15 that you're never going to hear from. So keep doing your thing. And I do believe that most of the world's problems, what the hell is this? Cold? Just more sad piano music. We need happy piano music now. We're in the happy part of the talk. I was just looking up happy piano music. All right. Anyway, yeah, I believe that most of the world's problems are come from people who are not living in their highest truth and their fullest power, and who are struggling to feel that connection between them and the divine and their divine essence. And so as you do it, you embolden other people to do the same thing. So keep up the fine work. If there's anything I can do to help you along your way, let me know. This has carried on way too long. Cheers.
No.
Just say hi.
Hi.
DJ Kristen right here. She's usually not that shy. Anyway, brothers, sisters, everyone in between, I love you very much. Keep up the fine work. We'll see you soon.